Elisa Lam. What really happened at the Cecil Hotel? Elisa was a 21-year-old Canadian student of Chinese descent who disappeared in 2013 from the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles while she was traveling alone in the United States. A video of Elisa in a hotel elevator before she disappeared has circulated online, after it was released by the LAPD during an investigation. In the video, the girl appeared to be talking to someone unseen, gesturing strangely with her hands, entering and exiting the elevator. After a while, she disappeared. Elisa's body was found in a water tank on the roof of a hotel 19 days after she was first reported missing. The story had a great resonance, with millions of people around the world following the search for the student, and then discussing what had happened to her. A documentary was made by Netflix based on the story. To this day, no one knows what happened to Elisa Lam. We do know that the Canadian college student was last seen at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles on January 31, 2013. The infamous frightening hotel surveillance video capturing the last hours before her disappearance, not to mention other details that have emerged since then, has only raised more questions. Ever since Elisa's body was discovered in the hotel's water tank on February 19, her tragic demise has remained shrouded in mystery. On January 26, 2013, Elisa Lam arrived in Los Angeles. She had just arrived by Amtrak train from San Diego and was on her way to Santa Cruz as part of her solo West Coast trip. The trip was a break from her studies at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, where she was from. Her parents were worried about their daughter traveling alone. Elisa tried to call and text her parents every day during the trip to let them know she was safe. That's why her parents were immediately worried when they didn't hear from their daughter on January 31, the day she was supposed to check out of her hotel in Los Angeles. Eventually, the Lams contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. The police searched the hotel grounds but did not find the girl. The police soon posted surveillance footage of the Cecil Hotel on their website. The hotel video showed Elisa Lam acting rather strangely in one of the elevators on the day of her disappearance. In the shoddy video footage, Lam can be seen entering the elevator and pressing all the floor buttons. She enters and exits the elevator, poking her head out into the hallway, looking out of the elevator a few more times, gesturing before exiting the elevator completely. There is no one else in the video besides the girl. The 4-minute video series about Lam's strange elevator has garnered tens of millions of views. On February 19, 2 weeks after the video was published by authorities, hotel worker Santiago Lopez found Elisa Lam's corpse floating in one of the hotel's water tanks. Lopes went to check the roof because of complaints from hotel guests about low water pressure and a strange taste from the tap. According to the Los Angeles fire chief, the tank in which Lam's body was found had to be drained completely and then cut open on the side to remove her 5-foot 4-inch body. No one knows how a body without clothes, the clothes were floating separately, could get into that tank and who was involved. At least one person saw Lam shortly before her death. At a nearby store, ominously named The Last Bookstore, owner Kathy Orphan was one of the last people to see Elisa Lam alive. Orphan recalled the college student in Vancouver buying books and music for her family. It looked like Lam had plans to go home, plans to give things to her family members. But the girl looked flustered, the woman said. When the autopsy results of Elisa Lam's case came out, it only raised new questions. The toxicology report confirmed that Lam had been taking a number of medications, probably because she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder several years earlier. But there were no signs of alcohol or illegal substances in her system. Soon after the toxicology report was released, enthusiasts began researching any information they could find in hopes of solving the mystery of Elisa Lam's death. The analysis revealed 3 key observations. 1. Lam had taken at least one antidepressant that day. 2. Lam had recently taken another antidepressant, but not on the day of her death. And 3. Lam had not recently taken antipsychotic medication. These findings suggested that Lam, who had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression, may have been taking her medications incorrectly. It is important to note that the use of antidepressants to treat bipolar disorder can cause manic side effects if the treatment regimen is incorrect. Some users understandably seized on this detail and speculated that improper medication was the likely explanation for Lam's strange behavior in the elevator. Hotel manager Amy Price's statements in court strongly support this theory. During Lam's stay at the Cecil Hotel, Price said that Elisa had originally booked a shared room that would have accommodated several other people. However, complaints of strange behavior from roommates forced Lam to move to a private room. But even if Elisa Lam was suffering from mental health problems, how did she die? Besides, how did she end up in the hotel's water tank, which is not easily accessible? Elisa's parents, David and Yinna Lam, filed a lawsuit against the Cecil Hotel months after their daughter's death was revealed. The Lamb's attorney stated that the hotel had a duty to inspect and identify hazards in the hotel that posed an unreasonable risk to hotel guests. Judging by the hotel staff statements, the parents' arguments are far-fetched. Santiago Lopez, the first person to find Elisa's body, detailed how much effort he had to put into finding her body. Lopez said he took the elevator to the 15th floor of the hotel before taking the stairs to the roof. He then had to first turn off the alarm on the roof and climb to the platform where the hotel's 4 water tanks were located. I noticed the hatch of the main water tank was ajar, looked inside, and saw a woman lying face up in the water about 12 inches from the top of the tank. I don't understand how she was able to push the lid back and fit through the narrow space, Lopez said. From Lopez's testimony, it was clear that it would have been difficult for Lam to reach the top of the water tank on her own. At the very least, to remain undetected while doing so. The main reasons, hotly debated on forums and in communities. For what reason the girl climbed into the side of the water, if still assumed she did it herself. How did she push back the heavy lid of the tank, and what was the reason her clothes were floating around? Assuming that someone lured the girl onto the roof and then attacked and drowned her in the tank, the examination would show defensive injuries, cuts, and signs of resistance. Hotel chief engineer Pedro Tovar also made it clear that it would be difficult for anyone to gain access to the roof, where the hotel's water tanks were located, without turning off the alarm. Only the hotel staff would be able to properly disable the alarm. If it goes off, the audible alarm would reach the front desk, as well as all of the top 2 floors of the hotel. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Howard Holm ruled that Elisa Lam's case was unforeseeable. This is not the first time Elisa Lam's mysterious case has occurred at the Cecil Hotel. In fact, the building's troubled past has earned it a reputation as one of the most haunted hotels in Los Angeles. Since opening in 1927, the Cecil Hotel has seen 16 unnatural deaths and unexplained paranormal phenomena. The most famous death, aside from the Elisa Lam event, was the 1947 murder of actress Elizabeth Short, also known as Black Dahlia, who was reportedly seen drinking in the hotel bar a few days before her gruesome demise. Some of the country's most notorious murderers have also stayed at the hotel. In 1985, Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker, lived on the top floor of the hotel during his heinous series of murders. With such a grim history, you'd think the Cecil Hotel would soon be on trial. The building that housed the hotel was recently awarded landmark status by the Los Angeles City Council. The hotel was given this award because of the fact that the building opened back in the 1920s, a period considered to be the beginning of the hotel industry in the United States. The Elisa Lam case has become the most talked about in the true crime community in recent years and seems to have attracted even more visitors to the Cecil Hotel. What do you think really happened to Abby Connor? Share your opinion in the comments.